Yep. All right. So I feel so excited to be here with all these wonderful people that, well, we've been just yesterday on the White Planetary Wizard Day, and I've been through all of the presentations, and it was so amazing. The trip I took from one to another, and now many of them are here. It was really, really a Time is Art Day. It's been so beautiful. I was just telling Cornflower how he made me fly with his time space meditation, and Tim about his clear explanations on time and music, and also it's Omboy Rome here. We wanted to hear you more actually, because your singing, it was getting so cool, and then you came back to explaining things, and we wanted to say no, keep singing, keep throwing more of that.
Yeah, I felt like, wow, I should have just done more music. Yeah,
it sounds great.
You know, when Red Queen reached out to me to participate, she originally asked me to offer like a voice class, like an opening your voice, and I came in and I had it all ready to go, and I started, and the Zavuya wanted something else. And so you just have to sometimes listen to that, you know, and I'm grateful that it came through the way it did and people received it the way they did. So
yeah,
sometimes
I feel
you
like
just gotta flow.
I feel like all the people in the time shift haven't really been able to watch everyone else in the time shift.
Yeah,
you know, like, because I just got internet like yesterday, so I'm like excited to finally watch everyone. I only got to see like Red Queen in the beginning, and yeah,
it's been incredible.
Yeah.
I've been watching as much as I can, and I'm so glad it's all going to be there so that we can, you know, look back on it. It's just so beautiful. So much energy and knowledge being put out in so many different forms. I just love to see all these different doorways for people to walk through, because as we know, the knowledge is large, and sometimes it's hard to know which place to start.
right.
I was talking to Jacob. I was saying, like, he was telling me like he's getting to watch maybe one or two every night after the kids go to sleep, and yeah, it's like you need to go slowly to each presentation, and we need to make it like available for some time to let people like go through it on their time, because I was saying that even the most galacticide mind cannot dig all of these presentations in one day. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah.
And it's here also is.
It is too much because each of them contains a precise medicine, a precise transmission of the planetary mind to each of us. And that's amazing, because you tune in with one and you feel it. There is no way that you feel it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not like different frequencies. Now it's like a mirror ball of transmission.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's like a holonomic transmission, because we're getting the full spectrum from all the different, you know, parts of the world, different cultures, different, you know, skill sets, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the wisdom's coming through as a crystal, and then each one of us are facets of that crystal. And, you know, we each carry a unique lens to this wisdom, and through our living it and our experience of it. And that's been what my biggest takeaway after watching the first 2 full days was how much I gained, especially listening to all of the beautiful people from around the world in different languages, receiving the tonal, the vibrational, and the tonal just it changes the wisdom, and I can receive it in a whole different way. And I've been tapping into this since 1999, and so to hear it in a different language spoken, and thank you again, Adrian, and your whole team for translating, because what a gift.
Yeah, also he's been doing a lot of work for the event as well. Yeah,
thank you.
And yeah, what you were saying, yesterday when I saw Rafika's amazing presentation from Love Time Asia, it made me cry. And really, and I've heard from other people also that it's so moving, because it opens up the spectrum so much when you hear someone from Asia talking the Love Time.
Yeah.
And it's what is happening there. All these live presentations they make with the Rainbow Bridge, and so much.
And in the dancing, you see what they've created in that in that bioregion. They've, taken the art to a whole new level. It's so beautiful to see.
It's a whole new level.
I only got to see her like first 5 seconds, and it's like, whoa, it's like a motion picture presentation coming through. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Indeed. It was.
Hey, Andre, great to see you.
Hola, in la cash.
In la cash.
¿Cómo están?
In la cash, hermano.
André, estábamos yendo en inglés. ¿Vos estás bien con inglés para hablar y entender en inglés? ¿Cómo es para vos?
Existe hay una leyenda acá, ¿no? Se puede leer.
Sí.
Se puede leer lo que hablan.
Romina está subtitulando para español. For you guys, who of you does understand? Tim, you speak perfectly Portuguese, right? You have Brazilians?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys, do you speak any Spanish or no?
Unfortunately not.
Omboy, you put some Spanish words sometimes here and there, but
yeah, not that much, but I'm receptive.
Okay. This is an ongoing experiment. I'm not sure how we should do it and in different languages at the same time, but we'll do our best. Okay, here's Flaviah also. Bueno, vamos a hacer un poquito entonces aquí español, portugués, inglés. Is the Babylonian Tower challenge, right?
Uh-huh.
Desafío de.
Right.
Just to open our hearts and our minds.
Yeah. So I think I will let each of you have your time and speak and share in your own language and the way you'd like to do it. Okay, just go ahead.
Thank you. Who would like to begin?
Bienvenidos, André y Flavia. Estábamos diciendo que, bueno, veníamos como hablando inglés y Romina subtitulando, y como esto es un experimento también de integrar en diferentes lenguajes simultáneamente y pensando la mejor manera de poder hacerlo, entonces siéntanse libres también de hablar en el lenguaje que quieran. Tenemos siempre el lenguaje de los números que todos entendemos y nada. Flow.
Galactic flow. Maybe we can start by colors.
Red.
Well played.
Yeah.
I know.
Então, André mesmo.
I am red and I think I already started, so there you go.
Any other red?
André, red.
André, estábamos hablando que capaz la Genchi puede empezar por color. Y você,
bueno, está bien.
vermelho.
André, você pudo olhar as apresentações de esa galera aquí ontem?
Sí, mira, yo igual no logré mirar a todos porque la verdad es que en este momento estamos con mucho trabajo en Brasil porque acá lo hacemos la distribución de los materiales y la ley del tiempo. Y también estamos con otro evento allá, está muy grande también. Entonces, pero yo he visto el team, me gustó mucho ver el team, increíble, sí. He visto también a Fika, ha visto tú, y un poquito del hermano Tomboy, One Boy, One Boy, yes, sí,
Yes.
ahí, pero y de Uzi también ha escuchado, entonces, pero éramos como 7, ¿no? Y 7 palestrantes, así que me quedó
Yes.
algunos pero la verdad es que estoy muy contento porque, y siento una atmósfera diferente en la mente. Yo siento que ha cambiado algo en estos días, desde que ha empezado el Timeshift, porque siento que hay una unificación mental entre los niños diferentes. Y así que mi corazón está muy alegre por todo esto, porque siento una onda mental unificada, y yo creo que es una revelación de este momento que estamos juntos todos buscando. Así que, bueno, felicitaciones a todos que hicieron el esfuerzo para que todo esto estuviera aconteciendo, y no sé, que va lejos este curso. Creo que es una ola que va a llegar muy lejos. Así que bueno, muy, muy feliz por todo. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. Yeah. Gracias, André. Yeah, it's one of the reflection I was making while watching all these videos these days is that the cycle was closed, like the cycle of history. We just like opening a new cycle. It's like a new beam of frequencies. It's the new thing entering the planet somehow.
Totally. I would like to add something to that. That this week it's the end of the Syrian supervision on the planet, and I feel that this event is transmitting that high frequency to all Earth wizards to step in our power to transform Earth, because time is now and we have all the tools to make it happen. And through this unification in a planetary scale, that is the first time that it's happening, that all these minds are getting tuned, and I feel like the rainbow is more than ever here. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I'll add to just a little bit. I'm so inspired also by this idea of the uninscribed, that this moment is so, so powerful because we have the pen in our hands. And Falun Votan gave us these tools to bring us to 2012 and to pass through the gateway. And our Q, our beloved serpent, she's so recently, brought this text, the uninscribed, in which she very clearly expresses her own, experience of moving through the gateway and seeing that on the other side, it's ours. It's new. There's no preconceptions about what to do. It's in our hands. Oh, you're
totally
muted, Cornflower.
in our
your mic.
hand.
Thank you. I'm hearing like 7 different completely beautiful spectrums of thought that want to come through all at the same time in response to what you all have shared. It's we've got to do this more often. I think that's the first thing I'll say. And just the magic of a new time is and the space of the unknown means that anything is possible. And it's a great opportunity for all of us to really model and live as an example. There's so much confusion, and people have had the old world pulled out from underneath them, those who weren't paying attention. And it's made a very volatile space. And in those spaces, it is ripe for transformation. It's ripe for new wisdom. It's ripe, especially now, to live it and to be an example. And I think that is what I keep getting more and more, is the importance of living the new time, and how important it is to be what that represents in our hearts and with each other. Because so many people are being told what to do or how to think, and empowering each individual to think for themselves, to open their mind. And the only way I know to do that is by doing it myself. And it's a dance for sure. And I feel like we're all built for this time. I remember when Jose and Lloydine used to say, "Fill your slot." I love that. It's like, what you've been brought here for, fill it, like show up. And that call to action has always resonated with me, and sticks with me today. I literally have 3,000 other things I want to say, but it's like keeping it simple. So whose turn's next?
Wow.
I'm a white rhythmic mirror. What is your kin? What is your kin,
yeah.
Timothy?
I'm blue. I
blue.
think you and Eek are the
white ones.
the white kin here.
Okay. Eek, you want to run with it?
Okay. What I would like to say, it's so important to be present right now. Like you said, things are getting crazy, but this path of resonance is taking us all of us to this new octave, where, like Tim was saying, this space of unscribed, where we have to dare to go inside our own tomb of our own history to make sound the lost chord, because we are the holders of that frequency. We have never been apart, and we have never been divided. That's a dream, it's an illusion. And I've been working a lot with this kind of meditation of bringing back the future through sensation, of feeling how is myself realized in the future, and feel it right now. How is Earth as a work of art, and bring it right now, because us as cosmic vibratory roots, we hold the resonance of the planet. And I know each of us hold that frequency, and when it's light up together, happen these kind of things. And this is the beginning of the future, for sure.
Oh, thank you, brother.
Yeah,
I feel, first off, I just want to, I don't know if I got to say this while we were live. I know I said it to you, Adrian, but to you, Adrian, and Flaviah, and everyone who's been working behind the scenes and putting on Timeshift 2020. Thank you all so much. It's a lot of work, and it's definitely great dharma to be in service in this way. And thank you for your service. And I know what it takes, and so thank you all and all the people behind the scenes who I don't see, who are helping it happen. When I was asked, it was an immediate yes. It's been a long time since I have connected with kin, and I've been doing my music now since the Blue Crystal Storm year, when I completed with the Foundation for the Law of Time and moved fully into dedication into time as art, living through the music. And it's been a beautiful journey learning about myself through the sound waves as they come in, and feeling all that I had learned from the law of time begin to express itself into music. And it's been such a gift to my life. And one of the things that I know I don't think I got to say on my offering, but I hinted at it, was how I feel important it is for us to use our voices. And that could be as simple as when you breathe, exhaling out a sound. That could be you speaking in front of crowds of people and helping guide people back to their hearts and empowering them into opening their minds to a new time. And that could be you singing to your family or to your garden. It could be, singing your children to sleep, or singing to your grandparents, or singing to yourself to heal through a challenging moment. But to open our voice right now is, I feel, so incredibly important and so powerful. It's such deep medicine for the soul. And that's been the greatest medicine for me whenever I get stuck. To sing has opened me up. I don't know how many times I've been, challenged by opportunities that have been presented in front of me for my evolution and didn't know a way out or a way through. But then I started singing, and there's something that happens. It links you up directly to all of time and all of space. One thing I want to recommend is to not look at your own voice through the filter of media, through the filter of what other people consider good. Your voice is a mistake-free zone. There's nothing wrong with your voice. You have the exact voice. No one else has your voice. No one else has your vocal cords. Just as no one else has your eyes or your thumbprint, your fingerprints. Your soul is uniquely speaking through your vocal cords in a unique way, and there is a specific gift that you have to bring through your voice. And I know that it could be as simple as breathing and exhaling with the sound, or as far as standing up on your soapbox and sharing wisdom with the people. But to use your voice right now in whatever way you feel comfortable, and love it as it is, and know that the galactic ordering dynamic specifically gave you that voice to use. And I hope that if there's any gift to people walk away from my words is to open their heart through their voice and sing the song and heal themselves in the world through their voice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. I want to say something because, wow, this has been a beautiful adventure, what we are doing all together. And yesterday my internet was cut, so I couldn't, the light from the city was cut. So we had no light, no internet, no water for all these days, yesterday and today. And then I said, well, how can I see and watch them? And then I just relaxed it, and it was like I received everything from all the love you did, your presentations. And then today I said, well, maybe another day, and I just came home, and it happened, and it was there. So now I have the opportunity to be here with you guys. I didn't see your presentations yet because I couldn't, but I will do it today. But I'm very happy that we could gather so many kins and do this event. It's something that a long time I was asking, when are we going to do something for everybody and show our faces and tell our stories? And actually, what I like to hear from you is, how did you connect it to the law of time for the first time? I love to do this question to people because we all have something special that brought us to the moment that somebody opened to us the kin, and it's always interesting to hear from people. So I always ask this when I interview people, how it came to you, how this door was open to you. And so I do this question to you guys again. I already interviewed Andre and Adrian, and so I already know. So you guys, I don't. So that's my question to you. To both, everybody.
Omboy?
Yeah, well, I found the law of time through the number 47. It was just, that was like my synchronicity activation number, because I had a friend who was like dialed in and talking about synchronicity when we were in high school, and it was the 47. You know, it's supposedly known as the quintessential number, the random number that you'll just see it everywhere. And then I found the law of time, and it was confirmed because I see these 4 7-day weeks throughout the calendar, you know? So it was like, boom, found that. And then very in that early stage, then I heard about this Time is Art film that I went to see, and connected with those kin who are like Dream Circle. It's Overtone Eagle and Planetary Dragon, who created the Time is Art film, inspired by Lunar. And I went to find out more because I wanted to dive deeper into this wisdom. And it was funny because connecting with them, I thought they would be able to tell me more, and I ended up telling them more about their signatures and stuff. But it was also a portal for us to all have unlocked all so much, you know? And so yeah, then I become so close with them that we collaborate on the sequel to their film. And you know, it's like probably 47% complete. You know, and I gotta express the gratitude for this moment, the meeting with all of you here now, and for the Timeshift event, because it's epic. It's epic. Like my transmission was called Time Zone Art, and what became clear to me after I did it, what I wanted to say was, this time shift event is the greatest example of art, of like a planetary art, you know? So it's like so much gratitude for y'all to orchestrate and coordinate this synchronically. And I have to tell you, like, I know that there's so many ripples of synchronicity coming out of it in every moment, you know? And coming through straight from the Hunab Ku, the earth anew.
Go.
You know? Well, it's funny because during these portals, right? This cosmic moon, turtle moon, a lot shifted. Andre was saying like a lot, I think he was saying a lot shifted, and from the event, and I felt that within myself, and I felt like becoming aware more and more of the true nature of time, you know, and so I spontaneously had this song come through, and I'm gonna release it on the day out of time. It's called Timeshift. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Like, and Stephanie and I, my wife, her name's Stephanie, Overtone Monkey, she and I just shot the visuals for it. So I'm super excited to, like, you know, I find it to be like a way to honor the event and the shift, because what I'm feeling in these past few days is the storm that's coming. And what's become clear is that whatever is not in alignment within our circle, within our environment, is just gonna like dissolve. It's gonna is being swept away. And so it's really all about how we're aligned. You know, are we aligned with integrity? And I feel like that what's happening here is just the beginning of what we're going to collaborate and create. So, wow, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hold up.
Timothy?
Yeah, so many beautiful things. I relate, Cornflower, you were saying, you know, 1,000 things come to your mind that you want to share. And you're right, the answer is we have to have these types of encounters more often. But I'll choose two things only. Two things I want to share, you know, in response to the things you guys are bringing up. And the second is an answer to Flavia's question also. So the first thing is just, again, how much I love watching those that I've seen. I think I've seen everyone's presentation who's here right now, but I have some that I have to catch up on. And I want to say, Adrian, so beautiful. I felt, you know, I was moved by everyone's work is inspiring. But I have to say, Adrian, I had an experience with watching your video that I haven't had in a while. The experience of, you know, that experience that we all know well because we work with the law of time. The experience of receiving information that's far beyond you. You're just accepting it. You're surrendering and like letting it come in, and you're knowing, you know, it's like a big steak, which I haven't eaten in 10 years, but you know, like it's like a big piece of meat that comes in your brain, and you know it's gonna just be digesting for however long. It's like, the human design is something I'd heard about, you know, 1, 2, 3, 6, 10 times it came into my life, but never in a way that I was like, okay, this is the moment for me to learn about it. And we all know there's a right time. The things have to gestate, and the seeds have to sprout. But what I want to say is that I think you hit something so important in your presentation, which is that the law of time is a unifying knowledge. It's something that brings everything else together. And this, I think, is the most beautiful element of the law of time. I've met a lot of people who want to know more, but at the same time, they feel like, oh, like I'm overwhelmed, I'm overloaded. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many doors to go through. And I already believe this, or I was taught to think this, and I don't know if I can change that. And the law of time is not a knowledge that excludes anything you are, or anything you've experienced, or anything you believe. On the contrary, it brings those things together, and it gives us the language to understand those connections between everything we already know. So I was just so inspired to see all of you, you know, showing those bridges, you know, building those bridges. It's incredible. So I'll also just real quick, I'll say my answer to Flavia's question, how did the law of time find me, or how did I find it? I had always been deeply deeply moved by time itself. It was always a concern for me, you know. It was always something which kind of inspired and excited me and also frustrated me. Time, even as a teenager, I remember feeling really overwhelmed and annoyed by how it was something that made me anxious in a way. Time itself, I felt like there was something wrong, you know? I knew in my heart that I wasn't supposed to feel that way. And when I was in college, I started making a calendar for myself. This was 2005, 6. I started making a calendar on my computer, and it was just 12 weeks. It was just 12 rows of 7 on each page because I was absolutely infuriated by the months and how they make it impossible to see your life in a reasonable way. It was so hard for me, and I would just get so annoyed when a month would start on a Wednesday or something, and I would have to plan my. I'm trying to look at my life and at my schedule and my activities. So I started making my own calendar, which was just 12 rows on each page, 12 weeks. And then it was probably less than a year after I started doing that I was out, and a friend of a friend of a friend at a little pub just said to me, like, "Hey, you look like somebody who should know about this moon calendar." That was about 10 years ago. And it just, looking back, I can see so clearly that it was always the law of time and I were always entangled from the very beginning. And now I know it's so much of why I'm here at all, to help break this spell of confusion.
Oh,
It's beautiful, brother. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So moving.
So, Eek, are we going to play paper, rock, scissors for the next?
Sorry, I'm in a receptive way. I was
all good.
all day.
It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
First, I want to also honor and be thankful to all of you guys who put this together, because it's an amazing task to do, and it's an amazing dream to dream, and it is happening in the best way possible, and that's amazing. And I feel that's a confirmation of this event, because everything runs smoothly and is getting to around all the planet, and that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who present their talks and their art, because how you've been talking, the law of time is so vast and has so many different parts, but it never said how to be used. It is used by us, and it's a living thing for free our minds of that time spell. And it's amazing to see everybody, because it's so inspiring to see all the different reflections and to get a new upload and say, okay, I can do that, and I can play like that. And for me, the video of Rafika yesterday was like that. I was like, oh my God, all that art and all that people living it so happy and with so much joy in their hearts. Wow, it was amazing. And what else? I would love to add also that the art of nature is telepathy, and that we are being, I don't want to say operated, but we are part of this living project of art for the planet. And it's amazing the power of art to translate that into simple and beautiful things, because everybody can relate to art, because we feel it. We feel it with our senses, with our emotional body, and it takes a trip somewhere far out in the galaxy, and we came back here into this now and here. And yeah, I feel inspired by all of you. Thank you, guys. And I want to add a big thanks to Jose Arguelles for his supreme dedication for this planet, because he was the most amazing artist. I don't know, because what you were saying, I think, Tim, about how the law of time synthesizes everything. And that's a cosmic function. And he was the avatar of synthesizing everything. And it's amazing because that's a live stream that we are part of that. And that's the first stage of galactic culture, because we don't separate anymore. We see everything as a part of this vast electromagnetic ocean of mind, and everything is for our own evolution and for the evolution of the totality. And that's amazing. And that being said, I want to also invite on the first day of the new year, 119, King 119, I'm going to be posting the music of the frequency of Sirius from the notes inside the synchrotron, because I was studying the 52 pattern that came coming to me, and I realized that in the Solkin, all the yellow cosmic ones are a proportion of 52, and that's amazing. And the year, the solar ring, it's a proportion also of 52, because 7 times by 52, we have 364 days. So everything is this Syrian knowledge of the cube. And okay, nothing. And I will be sharing to all the kin around the world that frequency, so we can start to feel that and relate more with our bodies. That's it. And I also want to give thanks to Red Queen, because her journey was amazing, and he came through with such an open heart and fresh clarity of perception, and she's all the time sharing that to all of us, and it's like an electric power that. So I want to give thanks to her also, and to all the kin around the world.
Thank you, brother.
She'll be watching this for sure, and Jose also will receive all of this through the electromagnetic ocean as well. And yeah, I want to pick it from there, like remembering Jose and honoring all of his unmeasurable work, because it's so much. It's like he left us a full library of cosmic knowledge, and in the numbers, because that's what we do also. If I'm not wrong, the cosmic storm was the day they saw the Earth from space, and that was what really inspired Jose's work also. You know, that experience in the 70s, the Earth watched as a whole system, as a full being from space. And when you follow the order of the 20 tablets, we should be now in the moon of the cosmic storm. And that's a great synchronicity also to consider, because that was also the year before the beginning of the Telectonon prophecy. That was the year before the Yellow Magnetic Seed, when the 7 years of Telectonon prophecy started. And we are this year in the White Magnetic Wizard as the antipode, 26 later, to that Yellow Magnetic Seed. So we are igniting the 7 years that are antipode to the 7 years of prophecy. It's so synchronic, all of this thing happening here. And
the same it's the same cosmic storm moon that codified the storm, cosmic storm on the year Resonant Wizard, which was the last year of prophecy, same cube, you know, this year in the same cube as that one. So at that moment, we were preparing the Rainbow Bridge, first time on 25th of July of 2000. It was the same cube. So we are in this relation to this event, and this time shift, it's launching the new era for all the 13 moon nation, you know, because we are so many. I think time shift should be forever, you know. We always have somebody show you what they do with this information. We should have always this event. Never stop.
Yeah, and now we're starting to talk about what will be, and I think this is a talk we all should have about what will be the best way and the best strategy to help all of these beautiful presentations and all of what it's being generated by this event to reach more and more people around the world and make it available and easy to access to many people. And I think we'll find a way for that. I was watching different presentations and thinking, I will send this presentation to this person to watch it, and this other presentation is for this other person. So we need to, I don't know, coming from me, I said, I release it like, I would like it for everyone to share it on their networks, like take it, put it there, let it flow, put it out so more and more people, you know, can get it. And I think we need to find this way, like to release all of this material in a way that that it reaches more and more people.
It's a compendium of living wisdom, and it's essential that is, you know, like someone like back in the day would go to their bookshelf and pull out a book and sit back and take in the knowledge from the book. This is the new knowledge bank, so to speak. You know, this medium is a knowledge bank that we can use to help share. A lot of people are, you know, stuck at home or whatever, dealing with the COVID, and so to have access to this compendium of living wisdom, I think is such a beautiful gift, for sure. What were you going to say, Eek?
Can I add something to what you were saying? I would like to invite all the kings around the world who can and who has the possibilities to really step out and try to support foundation with donations and whatever way, being helping, because in that way we will have more tools and more time available to help put out amazing works and tools and try to share this and find all these new ways, because it's our task and it's our job and everybody is doing our part. But I feel it's important also to honor the source and try to help it, because if we put our energy there, energy comes back from the source and starts to grow, and it's unstoppable.
Yeah, I'll say too, because I feel like Ick and I, we were talking too about this, and I feel like we should all feel that we are a part of the foundation. You know, we can take that upon ourselves. I feel like we're part of the foundation, so anything we do is for the foundation and act in that sort of way, so that it's not just something separate from us, because we're so connected to it, you know. So definitely want to support the foundation, because we are the foundation, you know. We're the travelers, you know. And like we were talking, and it's probably still early to speak on it, but time zone art, I kind of just want to plant that seed for everyone, because I feel like that's the time space that we're gonna hold, so that all of this, all the compendium, the wisdom and the art, all the wisdom can be made available through the art frequencies, which will be present through time zone art. Because if we're really understanding the nature of time more and more, we'll come to know that there's not these, we may be in different places on the planet and supposedly in different time zones, but it's really just one time zone, and that's time zone art. So
yeah. I thought about that yesterday when I was, trying to synchronize with you guys and watching at everyone's time zone, and then I was watching your presentation talking about this time zone art, and I wanted to say, yeah, that's where we meet actually, in the time zone art.
yeah.
And I also want to say, hello to Noam and Rafika. They are, in the east side of the world, and it's like 3 a.m. in Israel now, and it's 6 a.m. in Taiwan now. So it was harder for them to reach us, but they are here also and with us. And also wanted to mention that on the day out of time, I'm gonna open a Zoom room from about 4 p.m. here in Argentina, and anyone who would like to pop in and share your art, I will be honored if we can talk about that later, and
Awesome.
It will be a big pleasure. I just opened the room. It's the first out of time that we make like online because of this situation. So what I say is that let's make the best use of it, and let's use it for the best. So let's share our art on this day out of time. So I will give you the link. Also, Flaviah will host one for Brazil.
Oh, I wanted to just say,
Adrian, permiso.
Andre, go.
A mí me gustaría, tengo una charla ahora a las 8 y ya tengo que salir. Así que dejo mis saludos a todos con mucho amor y gratitud. Y que, bueno, lo que hagan, voy a estar siempre aportando. Ya en este momento fue mucha cosa junto al mismo tiempo. No he logrado estar muy presente, pero con más organización ahí podemos estar más presentes y aportar más a todo lo que estén haciendo. Así que envío un abrazo grande con mucho amor a todos. Gracias por su tiempo, por su corazón, por su magia, por su arte, por su belleza, por su energía espiritual, y que todos nosotros hagamos un buen camino hacia el corazón de Dios en este año de la tormenta. Y que así sea. Mucha felicidad a todos. Lila Cash.
Gratidão, André.
Cash, Andre.
Gracias, André. Ajo.
Shelly, meu querida.
Yeah.
Olha só, não vejo a hora de voltar. Dia.
So beautiful.
Cornflower, yeah.
Yeah, there were two things. One, I wanted to answer Flavia's question about how I got activated into the law of time. It was, I'm forgetting the year. It was a red year. Was it a Rythmic year, I believe? So yeah, it was Day Out of Time, Red Rythmic Skywalker in 1999. And I was on Round Mountain in western North Carolina at 7th Generation Cherokee Land, and a band named Sound Tribe Sector 9, or they go as STS9. I don't know how many of you all have heard of them, but they started their band. Their band started as Sector 9, and it was based on Baktun 9 on the long count. And they would open all of their shows with an improv in the key of whatever note it was in relationship to the 13 tones. And anyway, I was driven up to this mountain. I'd never been there before with a dear friend, and met so many beautiful people. And we all circled up and spoke the prayer of the 7 galactic directions. I'm just sitting there looking at everybody because I don't know it. And but it was that was the dose moment where I had the law of time dose me with the psychotropic unraveling of what I thought was real into this whole new reality. And it was incredible. They played 2 full sets of music, and we had breakouts, and everybody was talking about their galactic signatures. For some reason, I didn't get mine. I don't know why that happened, but I didn't get my galactic signature decoded until I believe it was actually 260 days. No, was it 260 days? It was a red self-existing Skywalker day. And my brother, White Rhythmic Dog, David Waldorf, who was the web designer and poster designer for Soundtrap Sector 9. I was on Haight Street in San Francisco. And he said, hey, do you know your galactic signature? And I said, no. And I'm sitting there. I'd been on following a band around the country called Fish. I don't know if you guys have heard of the band Fish. Yes, that's right, Adrian. We're both fish heads. Anyway, I was very dirty, and I was looking in a mirror, and he gets my birth date and types it in, hits enter, and he says, you are a white rhythmic mirror. And I'm looking at a mirror when he said it, and I saw my face from every year of my life and every life prior to this one and every life after this one, all in the blink of an eye when he began to read me my galactic signature. And it was it took what that spark that happened on the day out of time the year prior, and it just, I mean, I was a rocket ship for the law of time at that point, and directly went to find Soundtribe Sector 9 and went on their tour, and jumped in and said, hey, how can I help? Because they were trying to promote the Jose's work. And so I began a relationship with the band and followed them around the country and handed out calendars and decoded people's galactic signatures. And so that was my big sort of opening. And after doing a bunch of retreats and workshops on the East Coast of the United States, Turtle Island, I was living with my mom and dad in Northeast Tennessee. And my dad picked up the phone and he yells out to me and he says, hey, there's a man named Jose on the phone. And I said, Jose? I don't know a Jose. And he goes, yeah, it's an older man. You should check it out. You should probably come take the call. So I grabbed the phone and he goes, hi, is this Cornflower? Or I used to go as Colonel Jack Cornflower. And so he goes, is this Colonel Jack Cornflower on the phone? I said, why, yes, it is. Who is this? And he goes, this is Jose Arguelles. And I just went, what? And he then invited me to come and help manage the Time as Art Gallery and help with the grounding of the Foundation for the Law of Time in Ashland, Oregon. And when, my dad was like, I don't know, this seems kind of culty, are you sure? I said, everything happens for a reason, Dad. And I'm feeling every part of my body has the biggest yes. And I explained to him, I talked him down from that fear. And, but it was transformative getting to not only work on behalf of the movement, but, to get to sit with Jose and have dinner and share with him and Stephanie. And, I grew so much in that time, and, to get to sit with him and meditate. And, I even, got to connect Soundtribe Sector 9 and Jose Arguelles for their album Artifact, which if you haven't heard it, I highly recommend. They based the album name off of his wisdom, and have a bunch of quotes and samples of him speaking on the album. But I got to go back and deliver him the mini disc so he could record it. And so I got to go into his meditation room and sort of see where he downloaded everything. And it was probably one of the most profound moments. Not to uplift him as something separate from anybody, but to honor his devotion and dedication to purpose that he heard when he was 13 in Teotihuacan, and that he lived that the rest of his life until he took his last breath here. And it truly is, that in itself is such a deep reflection for all of us. I think, to dedicate oneself so deeply and wholly to a mission of transformation of human consciousness. And yeah, so that's sort of my story in regards to that. And yeah, and there was another thing I was going to say, and that's no longer.
Just let me, given that you mentioned references in music, I wanted to, invite you, if you don't know, if you didn't before, to listen to the Gong trilogy, from this early 70s or late 60s. The Gong trilogy, Flying Teapot, Angel's Eggs, and the third one, it's the album called You, with a Mayan pyramid on the cover.
Okay.
And they have a full cosmology that is so related to the law of time that, given that we've been, through this Time is Art Planetary Wizard Day, and we making references in music. This one was one that always, like, I can't believe, like, the story he's telling. It's about Zero the hero. It's like some kind of cosmic superhero flying through time and space and reaching Earth, and it's the full development of the story of Planet Gong, and he flies on a teapot, and there was this Bertrand Russell, I don't know how to call it, but it's something from philosophy that some people might believe that there's a teapot between Mars and Jupiter, and you can believe that, and there's no way to prove that, there's no way to deny that, and they made a full, like, cosmic, and the band is incredible, and I've been lucky to watch them live in the year 2000, and
wow.
Just after coming back from India, that's when I started researching also in the law of time and stuff, and I don't know, it's a link that must be there. Some things that
I have to check that out.
Are also there. So you guys check that out too.
Wow.
Thank you, brother.
All right. So
yes,
Adrian,
it's amazing how each of us can relate to some music, because we all get some galactic music in our minds, and in our life that was like, bah, bah. I love it. Thank you for being so inspiring. I love you.
I am receiving messages on that the universe.
Facebook.
No, the universe wants Omboy to sing. I don't know.
Oh, please.
Yes, these messages.
Yeah.
Translating other things also.
Yes. Omboy, you've been called to do some
to perform.
To perform.
For real? Wait, who did that? What? Crazy.
It was signed by the universe.
Uncle
wow.
Jack.
Yeah, I mean, I there's like a mega storm about to happen outside, so wow. But what you were saying just reminded me of this dude. He's known as Matrix Kin.
Oh yeah.
You heard of him? He has
he's great. He's out of Australia.
I think his album's called Book of Kin.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's brilliant.
Dope songs on there. It's like one of them's called Return of the Mayan. Or
yes.
The Maya.
What's the name?
Matrix Kin.
Matrix Kin. All right.
Yeah, MATRICKS.
ZK. Oh, ZK. Matrix.
ZK. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, he's great. There's a lot of incredible artists in this movement that I've interacted with in my time when I was running Tortuga.com. It was just incredible how much music, and I think because being an artist, we tend to be a bit further out from the mainstream, a bit more fringe to open ourselves and receive music and so I think we're a little bit more open to things from the fringe of the universe, and so it's been lovely seeing how many just profound artists there are as a part of this.
Tortuga was the only site we had in those times
for a while. Yeah.
Thanks to
David Rink who put it on in the first place, and Jacob and I sort of took the baton, and then Jacob obviously is what he's doing now. Incredible.
Yeah.
Just an incredible brother.
I'd jump in for a second, and Omboy definitely get back to the flow of like manifesting some sounds there. But I would just say real quick about Jacob, and earlier we were talking about the foundation and being a part of it, and obviously also doing our best to support it. Anyone who's really, growing through this knowledge or growing with this knowledge. And I just wanted to say, if anyone watching this chat right now is still struggling really to just grasp even, like, what am I looking at? This is very normal, Anyone who's been watching these presentations who hasn't had previous contact with the law of time, it's easy to feel just overwhelmed, It can be a good thing, but it can also feel like I don't know what I'm dealing with. And that's because this is a type of knowledge which has not been on Earth for very long. Obviously, we have a lot of spiritual knowledge and traditions and history, but this particular knowledge base, which again unifies, synthesizes other bodies of knowledge, this is new. So if you're looking at this and feeling like I don't know what I'm looking at, that's normal. And I want to say that for anyone who feels that way, Jacob's video, so this is Jacob Wyatt, Rhythmic Dragon. His was the final video on the first day of the conference. It's a 20-minute video, and I think that's a great place for people to start if they're trying to understand better, especially the organization of the foundation, the nature of it. And I won't say too much of what he already said, but I'll just emphasize a point that he made, that the foundation for the law of time is two things. It is a foundation, an organization on Earth made by humans in order to provide and disseminate and make available this knowledge. But it also is literally the foundation of the knowledge. It's the base, in the way that you would build a house upon something. That's
it.
I just want to put that out there, and again, in the same sentence, express my gratitude again to everyone who's been working on this, to Arku, to Jacob, to the whole team.
Yeah, Jacob's been doing a lot, actually. Yeah, I feel really grateful to him as well. And if you talk about who's watching this chat, I just took a quick look at the Facebook page, and it's Bazumi there from New Zealand, and she's saying big salute to Jacob and Kelly and
Kelly,
and she knows Book of King Matrix. She's saying,
for sure.
Yeah, and she knows Gong as well, Bazumi.
That's so great.
Bazumi rolls. I love you.
Because David Allen is from Australia also. He said he was an Australian.
Basumi's amazing.
Yeah.
She was one of the first 10 that I met as a part of the greater movement, for sure. Got me activated. Hey, I wanted to just throw this out there. Maybe since we can't really jam, what if we were to tone together?
To what?
To tone, make a sound.
The Zoom wouldn't take all our
it won't
at once. It will do
choose some.
It will choose.
Yeah.
Oh well.
But what we can do is to agree that we all of us will make some music collaborations and send each other's tracks and make a collaborative track for the timesheet. All right?
So be it.
Yeah.
Yes, we got to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna look for an instrument as well.
Who is playing?
I got the thunder going in the back.
Oh wow.
It's epic.
Who is playing that flute?
Maliika was playing.
Maliika.
The wizard behind the curtain.
What double flute?
Was that just to inspire you?
Thank you, sister.
Ajo.
But yeah, I mean, we were talking about doing the People of Oma soundtrack. We got to do that. The People of Oma soundtrack.
Yeah, so that could be an amazing dream to share, to make the People of Oma album, and we can everybody collaborate with each other, and whoever feels inspired make a song, and then we tap in and work, and I think that would be an amazing task.
Yeah.
Yes.
And please some Asian screenings, because what they're doing, it's amazing, man. What's that? Yeah. It makes nice, beautiful cosmic videos as well. You got it too. Yeah.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
Adrian, thank you, brother.
That's the blues of the cosmic traveler.
Right?
Give my mama blue.
This could go forever.
Yeah.
Friends.
It is
Thank
going
you so
forever.
much.
It will go forever.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I was thinking? The way that the planet has been reconfigured for all of this technosphere way of connecting, it only further affirms the biosphere, noosphere transition, because the technosphere is the bridge, and now we're using that bridge more than ever to do this, and we're like so close to that leap, you know, like to the other side.
It is also a reflection. It is also a reflection of what is internal, our inner net.
Right.
And so all of the tasks, all of the cool things that the internet can do,
right,
technology can do, we actually can do. Yep. We have the greatest software and technology.
Right.
Advanced.
And it's funny because I feel like a lot of people, like, you know, myself, Flaviah, internet issues, you know, the past couple of days, and the synchronicities.
Yeah, synchronicity. You know, I just moved from the south. I was living next to Flaviah there. It's a place that, you know, all the time happens this. You know, there in the south we have like something like between 1 and 3 mega of internet. How you call it?
Wide,
bandwidth.
Only 3 mega. It's very limited what you can do with that. And I just moved here a few months ago before all this thing with COVID started, and I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have been able to do everything we've been doing in the way we've done. So it's all about synchronicity. And one of the things for me is that I think Omboy mentioned a little bit in his talk, is that, you know, when you talk about coincidence and synchronicity, and wow, what an amazing synchronicity happened, but that's just when you open your lens to the natural order, because natural order is continuous synchronicity. It's nothing more than synchronicity. The only thing that happens is that there is this artificial frequency interfering synchronicity, and it's our minds that aren't able to see it all the time because of this interference. But synchronicity is constant. It's all the time. It's nature. It's nature. So this is what we're trying to retrieve with these tools. It's like to reconnect with that natural order. So
and this happens individually also. This is so key. I'm thinking again of people who maybe are just starting to understand or starting to open up to this knowledge. This is an individual transformation. We dream and we hold the vision of the future Earth where we've established a peace and a global unity and a presence of galactic culture. But the actual transformation is happening in individual humans. And, you know, the most practical example of that is the calendar itself. I feel really inspired to say this, you know, we don't have to have a law. You don't have to have a nation. We don't need the United Nations to decide that the 13 moon calendar is going to be used. It's a tool that each individual human
it
can
will be
take
cool
and
though.
immediately. It would be amazing. It would be amazing. But I think some people get discouraged. You know, I've heard individuals say to me when I'm talking about this, like, well, that's great, but I live in the world and I have to go to work. But it doesn't exclude, again, the law of time doesn't exclude anything or anyone, and you yourself can adopt the calendar, move into the future is here. It's happening right now. It's a matter of you getting your glasses on.
Just something about, sorry to interrupt you, but something about that very thing. It's that when people say, yeah, but I have to go to work and do my thing, and it's okay. It's okay. It's all part of your process and evolution. And what's very interesting for me, like we've been now organizing together all this online congress with 30 plus speakers from all the world and stuff. And in this situation that I've been with the law of time for 20 years, and I always had, you know, from time to time to work and get the money and do my thing, and especially since I had a daughter in 2011. But what I did in the past 9 years was working on congresses, on like even United Nations congresses I did like as an IT technician, and I absorbed so much information about organizing congresses and presentations and stuff that whatever you need to do in the 1260 world, as you may call it, or in the material world or whatever, to get the money you need for your life, you know that later you'll be able to transform it into natural time, into art, into 1320 frequencies. So it's all right. Whatever you need to do, it's always fine, because it's part of your life. And as I said in my presentation, that Zen proverb, no snowflakes ever falls on the wrong place. It's so good, so part of your process. We don't need to reach anything, you know, it's just happening. And we can just watch our lives and see the process and not be anxious about the purpose and reaching the goal, because life is not about reaching a goal. It's just about living, right?
Yeah, and it's amazing how whatever is your experience or what you're processing, if you're connected with that true heart, synchronicity find the way to get you. Like you're working in the office, and numbers come like 1320, 1320, and it's like, oh my God, this is a living thing. Like I don't want to, and it finds you everywhere. That's amazing.
Knock knock.
Right. Yeah, that's my mind. It's like because it keeps happening all the time, and it's like, okay, I'm in the right path because numbers are telling me.
May I share?
Yeah, and you're living it.
I just wanted to share.
Go ahead.
With years ago, my oldest nephew is now in his mid-20s, but when he was very young, I decoded him. He's a blue cosmic eagle, and he's like 5 or 6, maybe 7. I can't remember how old he was at the time, but I was telling him about synchronicity, and he said, "What is synchronicity?" And I was explaining it to him, and how, you know, something, you'll be thinking of something and then something will happen that answers what you were just thinking about, or reflects exactly what you were thinking about. I said, that's asynchronicity. So he's like, okay. And I gave him a couple of other examples. Anyway, 2 weeks later, he calls me screaming on the phone, and said, Uncle, I just had a synchronicity. And I said, what was it? He goes, I was just thinking about my friend Sarah, and guess who knocked on the door? And I said, that's it. And the reason I'm got inspired to share that is that it's already happening. The law of time is. It's not anything new. It is something that has always existed. It's now been articulated and presented into a format for our minds to consume and clarify, and then to see. And so that's one of the things for people who are new and are maybe taking in a lot of the more galactic information that they're not fully ready for yet. Or, maybe it's just a lot of information in their brain hard drives, got overloaded. But it is living wisdom. It is available in everything. It shows up everywhere. And it is what I think Mark Healy said is simplex. It's simply complex. And its complexity isn't hard, it's beautiful. And it shows itself simply in everything we are and do and see, even in disharmony, because the word harmony exists in the word disharmony. So in all disharmony, there is some purpose of harmony at the seed of it. There's a reason why it shows itself. Like what's going on in our world right now, it's showing us things. And so instead of us reacting to it like, oh, that's too much, I can't deal with that, you go, oh, this is something I'm supposed to look at. This is something I'm supposed to feel and to learn and gain wisdom from. And it's an amazing thing when you start to walk down the path of the law of time and you just say yes to it, whether you follow the, all the details or not, or just pick up a 13 moon 28 day calendar and start to track it. You forget a couple days, you track it again. Next thing you know, as you start to walk this path, it reveals to you in your timing, because it is you revealing yourself to yourself. And it is a deeply transformative, spiritual, hilarious, hard, joyful experience. And what an amazing miracle that we get to be here and to grow and to awaken to who we truly are and why we're here and what we're here for. And so that's my too long ramble about the synchronicity and the simplexity of the law of time.
Now, I wanted to add to that too, because not only is the law of time already existing, but the new earth already exists, and in this time where on the world stage, things are so crazy, it's so profound to realize that this new earth is also present. And it's our choice what reality we're going to live in every moment. We can shift in every moment. We're shifting, so the new earth, I've been experiencing that the past, I guess few cycles, a few wave spells, a few moons. The new earth is already here, and this is part of it. And I feel like soon we're gonna be in rooms together doing wild things, So
I think it was like in the book. Oh, go ahead, Adrian.
Yeah, it's just like that image, I think, in the Thrive documentary, where they speak about the caterpillar and the butterfly happening at the same time. Like the caterpillar is there, but inside it's already the butterfly with all those beautiful colors. And at one point, the caterpillar goes off and the butterflies finally appears.
I love that.
Beautiful. And of course it's planetary. Of course it's planetary work. So just so I don't leave it unclear, of course there's, you know, there's an importance in the congresses and the meetings and the, you know, these are fundamental. But I just wanted, I think the word I want to share to clarify what I was saying earlier is dissolve. We don't need to fight and struggle and overcome and destroy and tear down the 1260. That's not what we're called to. We simply need to connect individually with the real, beautiful, artistic, natural, harmonic, mathematical, synchronic reality, which is everyone's saying it already is here. It already exists. And it's not about overcoming or fighting against some 1260 power, but simply connecting with 1320 and watching the structures that no longer serve us dissolve. We don't have to tear them apart. They will dissolve as more individuals in their own hearts and minds connect with nature. If something doesn't serve you, let it go, and it will dissolve in time.
Totally. We have to be busy creating the new because it's here and we are part of that, and the old will vanish like an old dream because it's only that, a dream. And if we fight against it, just gain more power. And we need to put our time in creation because we are this universe creating itself. It's like, yeah.
Whoa.
Thank you all.
You know what,
Thank you all. Yeah.
When we started, we were talking about the languages that each of us speak and the translation and this, you know, and what I've realized the past couple of days too is our words, they're either liberating or trapping us, you know, and it's what I realize is people tend to talk too much, you know, and these words are casting spells. And if you're not consciously using your words, you're casting spells that you're probably not even aware of that are affirming a reality that's probably trapping you. So, and if we speak less and find new ways of communicating, like through the art or, you know, or just conscious communication, then, you know, I feel like that's where the telepathy starts to kick in as well.
What a powerful blue spectral eagle day. What a powerful completion of the Alpha 10 portal row, Galactic activation portal row of 10 days. Complete, coming out of that tunnel. And yeah, first we thought, we've been doing, like in the past 7 wave spells, we've been doing the Court of King online with many people from Latin America. It's something very beautiful happening also. And we thought we will do one tomorrow, but since so much is happening, it's like too much, and the day out of time is coming, so we'll pass that for the day out of time. And again, I'll be hosting a Zoom room. I know there'll be many, so if any of you would like to, you know, pop in and share some art, you're most welcome. And want to thank you again, each one of you, from being here and sharing. And yes, Ik.
I would like to tell to people who is watching that maybe they don't know, on the last day of the event, day 7, is a worldwide meditation with Dr. Peter Lindenmann. Yeah. He is King Electric Moon, and it would be amazing if everybody could tune in that moment, because it's the same meditation that started the year in Mexico, in Teotihuacan, and it's going to close the year. So it has changed a lot, that time shift meditation that we started the beginning of the year. And I feel it's going to be bigger because more minds would be involved in this time shift, attracting this new reality of synchronic order, abundance, art, and love. So I just want to recall that to people that maybe they don't know to tune in. And thanks everybody. I love you all. Some people I don't know, but I know we are brothers and sisters. We are this galactic family.
Yes.
Thank you also, Romy, Maliika, there for being subtitling all of this beautiful talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll download it later and upload it to the YouTube also and send you all guys to have it. And we might also subtitle it formally, so because it's been a great, beautiful talk. So we leave it there. And in Lakesh.
Gracias, Adri. Thank you, Adrian.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Aloha. Gratidão.
Aloha.
Thank you all.
Ayum hunapkuwa maya emaho.
Aho.
Oh.
Aho.